Hey guys, I am making Tater Tot Hotdish, or casserole, or whatever you want to call it. I can never figure out which is which. Got my oven preheating to make my tater tots. So, got my cast iron skillet warming up. And we'll get into it. I've got pound of ground round here, roughly speaking. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. Don't want to mix my meats. I always try to keep a towel handy, but not too close to the stove. Safety first. So we got the hamburger going. I do like my wooden tools. These are bamboo, and we've had them for quite a while. They last pretty well, and they clean up easy. Uh-oh. Got a little in there. You don't want that. Now you don't want to get your skillet too hot either. You just want to brown the hamburger. This is a very well seasoned skillet. I'm going to that, must be, I don't know, 2/3 of a cup of onions, fresh out of the garden. And probably another 1/4 cup of tops, because we got to get all that goodness in there. I have 2 cloves of garlic so I can find my garlic press. This is a garlic press. You take your garlic and stick it in there. I always will peel my garlic first, because I don't like the peels, and I don't want them clogging up my press. And there's just a little nub there that I don't want to see either. So, we'll cut the nub off of this one too. To get the peels off, I just lay my knife on it, smack it, and the peels come loose right off. I don't like to use garlic salt and stuff. I do prefer it fresh. We didn't plant any garlic this year, or last for that matter. We ran out of garlic. That's why I didn't have any for the last cooking video I made. So, just drop our garlic in here, in the press. Oh, get back in there. Ah, there we go. There it went. There, got it. It's in there. Alright. Just give it a squish. Oh, look at that. I missed a piece of skin. Where is it? Let's see. I like to peel it away from the sides because, I don't know, I haven't found a garlic press that's perfect yet. Just take my knife and cut her off. Done with that. So, we're going to brown this up a little bit. By then, the tater tot, or the oven, should be warmed up. Now I do have one trick that I use. Grab the meat board. I like to add some sausage. A lot of people say, what are you doing putting sausage in there? Well, It's good. Well, I didn't want to buy a pound of breakfast sausage, so I opted for some chorizo brats. And I'm just going to put them down. Alright. I'm just going to go all the way down because I want the casing off. But chorizo's got that extra little zing to it, and that's kind of what I'm looking for. Because aside from my pepper medley that I make, I haven't found anything that gives me a flavor that I like, except for a breakfast sausage, and I haven't been able to find the brand that I usually bought. And there's that. Wash your hands again. So, while that's browning up, and I've prepped all my veggies ahead of time, just to save you the pain and anguish of watching me cut up onions and mushrooms and such. We like to have mushrooms. I've probably got about 3/4 of a cup of fresh mushrooms here. And I didn't want to have too much because we are going to be putting some mushroom soup in there, cream of mushroom soup. So, while I'm getting this browned up, see if I can pick you up here. I wish this was smell-o-vision. You can see the nice red chorizo sausage in there. And the onions are doing beautifully. And just before this is all done browning up, I'm going to take and dump the mushrooms in there so they get a chance to absorb a lot of these nice flavors. So, I'm going to cut you off and I'll bring you back in a few minutes. I'm back. I wish you could smell this. With that chorizo in there, oh my lord, it's phenomenal. I did put a little salt in there, and I threw the mushrooms in already. I am going to grind some pepper in there. That was not as much pepper as you think it was. But you gotta have a little. Salt and pepper are really good for enhancing flavors. Onions, especially onions and garlic, do really well with a little bit of salt, just to bump up the flavor a notch. You know, I got to be careful. I don't want to sound like I know what I'm doing, because I really don't. I'm winging it. So I'm going to turn my heat down to probably a medium low. And just a can of regular old, regular cream of mushroom soup. My lovely spouse is so wonderful about putting things away, but she never puts them in the same place twice. I like my cast iron pans. because I can do that. You can't bang on the side of a Teflon pan, you'll knock the Teflon off it. And I don't care how good a pan it is, eventually it will come off. A lot of people don't know that, you got to stick to a medium heat with Teflon. You can't get all crazy with it. So I want to get this one mixed in there. I'm probably going to have to do another one. Oops, get back in there. I'm kind of a messy cook. Not as messy as my wife, but kind of messy. Well, maybe we'll be good. Now I've got some sour cream. I don't use none of that light crap either. I probably want 2 big spoonfuls of it. And the reasoning for going down in the heat is I don't want my sour cream to curdle. So we want a nice creamy consistency. But I'll pick you up. So we got a nice creamy consistency. A little thicker than biscuits and gravy, I guess. For all you southern folk. And that's kind of what we're looking for. If it seems a little thick, don't be afraid to take a little milk. Not too much, just a little bit. And if you wind up with too much, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. It will cook out. All right. That is perfect. Just a nice, creamy, gosh, it smells delicious. I really wish they had smell-o-vision. So, I'm going to keep that up here. I'm going to turn it way down to a low heat. My tater tots got about 10 or 15 minutes left. I'll get back with you when they're done. Alright. I did forget one ingredient. Fat man needs a beer. Provided he can find something to open the daggone thing with. Because I don't buy that beer with the twist off cap. Oh, come on now. There we go. This is Shell's Fire Brick. It's brewed here in New Ulm, Minnesota. About an hour or so from where I live. Tater tots are done. Take those out of the oven. And right away I'm going to turn my oven down to 350. Sally, get out of here. I'm trying to cook. Silly dog. I always try to get a layer on the bottom of the tots. And if you cook them first, bake them just per package directions, they tend to not get as soggy. Because I tell you what, I've had some pretty nasty tater tot hot dish that was just because they were soggy. So I try to fill all the holes, but you know, you can't always do that. And that's just kind of anal retentive. Now I did spray this with some spray schmutz. That's a technical term. Spray schmutz. And I won't sing, I'm sorry. Oh hell. They ain't that hot. Well, they are, but now I'm going to take a drink of my beer. I don't drink a lot, by the way. Very little, in fact. My wife teases me. If I buy a 6-pack, she says, how many years is that going to last? Now we're just going to put all of this good. I taste tested this. This rocks. The sour cream, the fresh onions, fresh garlic. So much of that just adds a whole nother level to the flavor. This is, by the way, it's a Griswold No. 9 cast iron skillet. And we rescued that because it was very rusty. And my wife said, I want that skillet. And we happened to be at a campground, so she got the skillet and proceeded to throw it in the fire. Well, anyone that's rescued a cast iron skillet knows that's what you got to do. Pitch it in a campfire and cook all the crap out of it. And when we got it home, started the reseasoning process. Alright. I'm tasting that stuff off of there. And just throw the rest of your tater tots on top. Because you got to. Well, you gotta maybe save a couple to eat, but because that's what the cook gets to do. Now, I always use a sharp cheddar cheese. It just adds another level of flavor. Shut my refrigerator. And I use maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 ounces of cheese. I don't really use a lot. Well, now it's just a matter of back in the oven. Keep in mind that everything is cooked at this point, and it really doesn't need to cook very long. I'm going to give it about 20 minutes at 350 degrees. That'll be enough to melt the cheese on there and warm everything through. So I'll cut you back on when I pull it out of the oven. Alright, there it is. Let's see if I can get you in closer. I'm going to try to zoom this without making my phone mad at me. Alright. Does that look good? That looks good. Cut into that bad boy. Oh yeah. This smells phenomenal. Oh. Alright. That is Tater Tot Hotdish FatMan style. So check it out. I'll try to write everything down. Maybe put it at the end here. We'll see what I can do. So y'all stay safe. God bless. And you have a fantastic evening. My wife will be home very shortly for dinner. So catch you next time.